Imagine coming home to find your spouse gone. No goodbye, just a suitcase rolling out the door on your anniversary. For Diego, this was the start of a betrayal that would unravel his life. But what happens when the truth goes viral and the cheater's lies crumble under the spotlight? Buckle up. This is a story of heartbreak, cunning, and a comeback that hits harder than any soap opera. Diego Morales knelt on the sun-warmed grass, tying a kid's cleat before the final whistle of the youth soccer game. The Miami sun blazed, but the cheers from parents and the grins of his team made it worth it. At 32, he turned the community center's scrappy field into a haven for Little Havana's kids, coaching them into a tight-knit squad. Today, they'd won 3-1, and Diego high-fived each player, promising pizza next practice. His phone buzzed. Valeria, his wife of 5 years, texting she'd be late. Again, work thing in Orlando, her message read. No emojis, no worms. Diego pocketed the phone, jaw tight, and waved the kids off to their parents. Back home, their Coconut Grove apartment hummed with the faint pulse of reggaeton from a neighbor's window. Diego set the table for their 5th anniversary dinner. Grilled mahi-mahi, plantains, a bottle of Pinot Grigio, chilling in ice. He'd spent the morning at the market, picking fresh ingredients, hoping to surprise Valeria. Their marriage had hit rough patches lately. Her late nights, her distracted glances, but Diego believed in fixing things. He lit a single candle, its flame steady, and checked his watch. 7 p.m. She'd promised to be home by 6. The door clicked open at 7:32. Valeria rushed in, phone pressed to her ear, rolling a suitcase. Yes, I'll make the 8 p.m. flight, she said, voice clipped. Diego stood, apron still on, as she breezed past to the bedroom. No glance, no greeting. He followed, leaning against the doorframe. Val, it's our anniversary. Dinner's ready. She didn't look up, tossing a laptop in her carry-on. Diego, I told you weeks ago about this conference. It's critical for work. Her tone was sharp, like he was the one out of line. He crossed his arms. You said it was next month. She zipped the bag, finally meeting his eyes. Plans changed. I'll be back Monday. We'll do something then. Her words landed like a slammed drawer. Diego stepped closer, voice low. You didn't mention Orlando until today. What's going on? Valeria sighed, brushing past him. Don't make this a thing. It's just work. Her heels clicked across the hardwood as she grabbed her keys. Diego's pulse quickened, a knot forming in his gut. Val, talk to me. She paused at the door, her silhouette framed by the hallway light. I'm late. We'll talk later. The suitcase wheels rattled, and the door shut with a soft thud. Silence swallowed the apartment. Diego stood frozen, the candle still burning on the table. The smell of mahi-mahi turned sour in the air. He grabbed his phone, scrolling through Valeria's texts from the past month. Short, vague, always about work. A memory flashed. Her laughing at a bar last week. Eyes locked on her phone, dismissing his question about who she was texting. He'd trusted her then, chalked it up to stress. Now, doubt crept in like a thief. He opened Instagram, her profile public and polished. No new posts, but her stories were active. He tapped one, a quick clip of her in a car, sunglasses on, captioned Road to Reset. No mention of Orlando, no hint of work. Diego's grip tightened on the phone. He sank into a chair, the untouched dinner mocking him. His mind raced. Valeria had always been ambitious, climbing the ranks at her marketing firm, charming clients with her quick wit. Diego admired that fire, but lately, it felt aimed elsewhere. He thought of calling her, demanding answers, but pride stopped him. Chasing someone who's already leaving only makes you look weak. Instead, he texted Mia, a friend from the community center who always seemed to know everyone's business. You hear anything about Valeria's trip? He typed. Mia's reply came fast. Orlando? News to me. Check her stories. Bro, something's off. Diego refreshed Valeria's Instagram. A new story loaded. A poolside shot at a sleek resort, her red bikini catching the light, a man's hand holding a drink in the frame. The caption, living my best life. Diego's breath caught. He recognized the resort from a brochure she'd left on the counter weeks ago. Not for work, but for a girls' weekend. The man's hand wore a watch. Expensive, unfamiliar. Diego's stomach churned. He screenshot the story, fingers trembling, and sent it to Mia. "Who's this guy?" Her response was immediate. "Mateo. Her college friend. I'll ask around." The clock ticked past 8 p.m. Diego poured the wine down the sink, the glug of liquid louder than the city outside. He opened their shared credit card app, scrolling through charges. There was a $1,200 charge for an Orlando resort, booked 3 weeks ago. Not a conference, not a last-minute trip. Planned. Deliberate. His chest tightened, anger mixing with betrayal. He didn't call Valeria. He didn't text. Instead, he saved the screenshot and the receipt, a quiet resolve forming. This wasn't just a missed dinner. This was the start of something unraveling, and Diego wasn't about to let it bury him. Diego woke to the buzz of his phone at 6:17 a.m., the Miami sunrise slicing through his blinds. Mia's message lit up the screen. "Check Valeria's story now. Call me." He opened Instagram, heart pounding, and tapped Valeria's latest post. The clip showed her dancing under string lights at the Orlando resort, her laughter sharp over pulsing music. A man, Mateo, spun her, his hands on her hips, her head thrown back in a grin. The caption flashed, "Chasing freedom." Diego's jaw clenched. Each frame felt like a deliberate taunt. He saved the video, his fingers steady despite the storm in his chest. He dialed Mia, who answered on the first ring. "Diego, it's worse than you think," she said, voice low. "My cousin works at that resort. Says Valeria's been there before with Mateo, not just this weekend." Diego paced the kitchen, the cold tile grounding him. "When?" he asked. 2 months ago. Same suite, same vibe. She told people it was a work retreat." Mia paused. "I'm sorry, but you need to know." Diego thanked her, hung up, and opened the credit card app again. Another charge from the same resort, dated 8 weeks back, stared back at him. $1, $500 tucked between grocery bills. He grabbed his laptop and cross-checked Valeria's Instagram. Older stories were gone, but he found a cached post on a fan page Mia had mentioned, showing Valeria and Mateo at a rooftop bar, clinking glasses, her hand on his arm. The date matched the earlier charge. Diego's pulse surged, not with sadness, but with clarity. This wasn't a slip-up. It was a pattern. He emailed himself the evidence, labeling the folder truth. His phone buzzed again. Valeria, texting. "Miss you. Work's crazy, back soon." He didn't reply. Lies didn't deserve his words. Diego drove to the community center, needing the chaos of kids' laughter to drown his thoughts. He ran drills with the soccer team, barking encouragement as they sprinted across the field. Between plays, he texted Sophia, his lawyer friend from college. "Need advice. Can you meet?" She replied instantly. "Lunch, 1 p.m. La Carreta." Diego nodded to himself, tossing the ball back to the kids. He wasn't just reacting anymore. He was planning. At La Carreta, Sophia slid into the booth across from Diego, her notepad already out. "Spill it," she said, sipping café con leche. Diego laid it out. Valeria's trip, the Instagram videos, the resort charges, Mia's intel about Mateo. He slid his phone over, showing Sophia the screenshots. Her eyes narrowed as she scrolled. "This is gold," she said. "Adultery's a clear case in Florida. You've got receipts, timestamps, public posts. She's not wiggling out of this." Diego leaned forward. "What's my next step?" Sophia tapped her pen. "Document everything. Don't confront her yet. It could tip her off to delete evidence. I'll draft a petition for divorce, citing fault. You want to move fast?" Diego nodded. "No games. I went out clean." Back home, Diego's phone lit up with another story from Valeria, a selfie by the resort pool, her sunglasses reflecting Mateo's shadow as he snapped the photo. The caption read, "Finding my spark." Diego's stomach twisted, but he saved the clip, adding it to his folder. He called Mia again. "Can you get me into that lake party tonight? The one you mentioned?" Mia hesitated. "You sure? It's going to be loud, and people are talking about her posts." Diego's voice was firm. "I need to see who knows what. Can you make it happen?" Mia sighed. "I'll text you the address. Be there at 7 o'clock. The lake party sprawled across a Key Biscayne backyard, with reggaeton blasting and coolers overflowing. Diego arrived with a six-pack, nodding to familiar faces from the community center. Mia met him by the dock, her expression tense. "People are whispering about Valeria," she said, pointing to a group near the bonfire. They saw her stories. Diego scanned the crowd, spotting a woman scrolling her phone, laughing. He approached, keeping his tone casual. "What's so funny?" She looked up, startled. "Oh, just this influencer, Valeria Torres. She's wilding out in Orlando." Diego's heart skipped, but he stayed cool. "Show me." The woman, Carla, tilted her phone. Another clip loaded. Valeria on Mateo's shoulders, a bottle raised, blowing a kiss to the camera. The crowd behind her cheered, and the caption screamed, "No regrets." Diego's blood ran hot, but he kept his face neutral. "That's my wife," he said. Carla's jaw dropped, her friend gasping beside her. "Oh my God, I'm so sorry," Carla stammered, shoving the phone into her pocket. Diego held up a hand. "It's fine. Can you send me that?" Carla nodded, fumbling to forward the video. Diego's phone pinged with the file, another piece of his case locked in. Mia pulled him aside, eyes wide. "You okay?" Diego exhaled, his resolve hardening. "I'm not okay, but I'm clear. She's not hiding anymore, so neither am I." He thanked Carla, who mumbled another apology, and stepped toward the water's edge. The lake reflected the bonfire's glow, but Diego's focus was elsewhere. He texted Sophia. "Got another video? Public, undeniable. File tomorrow." Her reply was instant. "Done. Meet me at 9 a.m. Diego pocketed his phone, the music fading behind him. Valeria had built a stage for her lies, but Diego was rewriting the script. Tomorrow, he'd take the first step to end it. Diego pulled into the parking lot of Sophia's law office in downtown Miami at 8:55 a.m. The morning heat already thick. His phone vibrated with another text from Valeria. "We need to talk. Call me." He ignored it, grabbing his laptop with the folder of evidence, screenshots, videos, and credit card charges. Sophia met him at the door, her handshake firm. "Ready to make this official?" she asked, leading him to a conference room. Diego nodded, sliding his laptop across the table. "Let's end it." Sophia scrolled through the files, her pen marking key details. Valeria's Instagram stories, the Orlando resort charges, Mia's tip about prior trips with Mateo. "This is airtight," she said, typing notes. "We file for divorce, citing adultery. Florida courts don't mess around with clear evidence like this." Diego leaned back, his voice steady. "How fast can we move?" Sophia glanced up. "Petitions drafted. I'll file by noon. She'll be served by tomorrow." Diego's chest tightened, not with doubt, but with the weight of finality. "Do it," he said. As Sophia prepared the paperwork, Diego's phone buzzed again. A call from an unknown number. He let it go to voicemail, but curiosity won. The message was from Clara, Valeria's friend, her voice hesitant. "Diego, I saw Val's posts. I didn't know she was. I'm sorry. She's back tonight. Call me if you need to talk." Diego deleted the message. Clara's sympathy meant nothing. Loyalty hadn't stopped her from staying silent before. He texted Mia instead. "Val's back tonight. Keep an eye on her posts." Mia replied, "On it." Party's still buzzing about her. Diego left the office, the petition filed, and drove to the community center. The soccer field was empty, but he needed to clear his head. He kicked a ball across the grass, each strike sharp, channeling the anger he'd kept on a leash. His phone pinged. Mia sent a new screenshot. Valeria's latest story showed her boarding a plane, captioned "Heading home, ready for a fresh start." Diego's lip curled. Her idea of a fresh start was a lie he'd already unraveled. He forwarded the screenshot to Sophia, adding, "She's back tonight. Serve her fast." By evening, Diego sat at a cafe in Coconut Grove, meeting Mia for updates. She slid into the booth, her phone already out. "Valeria's at her apartment," she said. "Posted a story 10 minutes ago. Her unpacking, acting all innocent." Diego watched the clip. Valeria folding clothes, soft music playing, caption grateful for clarity. He shook his head. "She's rewriting the narrative." Mia frowned. "People aren't buying it." Comments are calling her out. Diego's eyes narrowed. Good. Let them. Mia hesitated, then leaned in. I know a vlogger, Javi, who runs a local gossip channel. Huge following. He's been eyeing Valeria's posts since I tipped him off last night. Want me to send him your evidence? Diego waited. Exposing Valeria publicly could backfire, but silence hadn't served him. Send it, he said. Make sure he knows it's verified. Receipts, timestamps, everything. Mia nodded, her thumbs flying over her phone. Done. Javi's fast. This'll hit by morning. Diego drove home, the city lights blurring past. His phone lit up with a call from Valeria. He let it ring, her name flashing like a warning. The voicemail she left was frantic. Diego, I'm home. Why aren't you answering? We need to fix this. He deleted it without a second thought. Fix was her word, not his. He checked Javi's channel. Nothing yet, but comments on Valeria's posts were growing sharper. Strangers tagging her with who's Mateo? And what about your husband? The knot in Diego's gut loosened slightly. The truth was gaining traction. At midnight, Javi's video dropped. Diego watched it on his laptop. The title bold. Miami influencer's anniversary, betrayal goes viral. Javi laid it out. Valeria's poolside clips, Mateo's shadow. The resort charges, all woven into a timeline that left no room for excuses. The video ended with a question. What's the real story, Valeria Torres? Comments exploded, hundreds piling on, demanding answers. Diego's phone buzzed with notifications, friends, coworkers, even strangers tagging him in support. He muted them, needing focus. Valeria called again at 1:03 a.m. Diego answered this time, his voice ice. What do you want? Her words tumbled out, panicked. Diego, that video's everywhere. Why would you do this? I messed up, okay? Let's talk. He cut her off. You talk with your posts. I'm done listening. She gasped, her voice breaking. It was nothing, I swear. Mateo's just a friend. Diego's laugh was bitter. Friends don't book suites together for months. The court's got the evidence. You'll see tomorrow. He hung up, the silence after the call louder than her pleas. Diego lay awake, staring at the ceiling. The vlogger's post had shifted the game. Valeria's lies were public now, her stage crumbling. He checked his email. Sophia confirmed the divorce papers would be served at Valeria's office by 10 a.m. Diego closed his laptop, his resolve like steel. Valeria had played her hand, but Diego held the cards now. Tomorrow, the world would see her for what she was, and he'd take another step toward freedom. Diego woke at dawn, the Miami skyline glowing orange through his window. His phone was silent. No more calls from Valeria, just a text from Sophia. Papers served at 10 a.m. Her office confirmed receipt. He exhaled, the finality settling in. Today, the divorce filing would hit Valeria where it hurt. Her public image, her job, her carefully curated life. Diego showered, grabbed a coffee, and drove to the community center, determined to keep his routine intact. The soccer field buzzed with early morning drills, and he threw himself into coaching, shouting plays to the kids to drown out the noise in his head. By noon, Mia texted, check Javi's channel. It's chaos. Diego stepped away from the field, pulling up the vlogger's latest post. The video, now at 50,000 views, had sparked a firestorm. Comments tore into Valeria. Some called her out for betrayal. Others mocked her fresh start posts. A new clip showed her leaving her office, head down, as a process server handed her the divorce papers. Javi's voiceover was blunt. Valeria Torres served on her anniversary weekend scandal. Diego's lips pressed tight. The public unraveling wasn't joy. It was justice. His phone buzzed with a call from Clara. He answered, expecting more excuses. Diego, Valeria's spiraling, she said, voice urgent. She's at my place, crying, saying her boss suspended her. Diego's tone was flat. She built that mess. Not my job to clean it up. Clara pushed back. She wants to meet, explain everything. Diego cut in. She explained enough on Instagram. Tell her to talk to my lawyer. He hung up, his focus back on the kids sprinting across the field. At 2 p.m., Sophia called. Valeria's lawyer reached out. They want to settle out of court, avoid a public hearing. Diego gripped the phone, standing by the bleachers. What's their offer? Sophia's voice was sharp. 50-50 assets split, no alimony. She's desperate to keep this quiet. Diego paused, watching a kid score a goal, the team erupting in cheers. No deal, he said. She doesn't get to hide. Push for court. Sophia chuckled. Thought you'd say that. I'll schedule the hearing for next week. Diego's afternoon was interrupted by a text from an unknown number, a co-worker of Illyria's, leaking that her marketing firm was reviewing her contract for ethical violations tied to the viral scandal. Diego forwarded it to Sophia, adding another layer to the case. He didn't smile, but the evidence piling up felt like a shield. Back at the community center, Mia showed up, her eyes wide. Valeria posted a statement, she said, handing him her phone. The post was a paragraph, vague and tearful. I've made mistakes, but I'm human. Please respect my privacy. Comments below were brutal, quoting her no regrets caption back at her. Diego handed the phone back. She's still playing the victim. Mia nodded, but it's not working. Her sponsors are pulling out. 2 brands dropped her today. Diego's gaze drifted to the field, where his team practiced penalty kicks. Let her deal with the fallout, he said. I've got my own life to run. Mia squeezed his arm. You're handling this like a boss. Hobby's planning a follow-up video. Want to add anything? Diego shook his head. The truth's loud enough. That evening, Diego met Sophia at her office to review the court strategy. She spread out documents, bank statements, the resort receipts, screenshots of Illyria's posts. Her lawyer's scrambling, Sophia said. They know the judge won't buy her. It was nothing excuse with this evidence. Diego scanned the papers, his signature on the petition bold and final. What's her next move? He asked. Sophia leaned back. She'll either push for a quick settlement or try to spin a sob story in court. Either way, we've got her cornered. As Diego left, his phone lit up with a text from Valeria. Please, let's talk before this goes too far. He deleted it, driving home under Miami's neon glow. At his apartment, he checked Javi's channel again. The latest video showed Valeria's statement post, dissected with clips of her dancing with Mateo, the timestamps damning. Viewers were relentless, some even digging up Mateo's profile, revealing he was a married co-worker. The scandal had grown legs, spreading beyond Valeria to her firm's reputation. Diego's phone buzzed once more, a call from his brother, Luis, who'd seen the videos. You okay, man? Luis asked. Diego leaned against his kitchen counter. I'm not okay, but I'm moving forward. She doesn't get to control this anymore. Luis said, proud of you. Let me know what you need. Diego ended the call, feeling the weight of support anchoring him. He opened his laptop, saving the latest comments and posts to his evidence folder. Valeria's world was cracking, and Diego was ready for the courtroom to seal it. Diego stood outside the Miami-Dade courthouse, the morning sun glinting off its glass facade. Inside, the hearing loomed, his final step to sever ties with Valeria. He adjusted his tie, squared his shoulders, and entered, meeting Sophia in the lobby. She handed him a file. Her lawyer's pushing for a settlement, but we're ready for court, she said, her voice clipped. Diego nodded, his focus razor-sharp. Let's finish this. The courtroom buzzed with low murmurs as Diego took his seat. Valeria sat across the aisle, her posture stiff, eyes fixed on the table. The judge, a woman with a no-nonsense gaze, called the session to order. Sophia stood, presenting the case. Diego's petition for divorce, grounded in Valeria's documented infidelity. She projected the evidence. Instagram clips of Valeria with Mateo, resort receipts, and timestamps showing premeditation. Each image flashed on the screen, undeniable. Valeria's lawyer countered, claiming the posts were misinterpreted and her client was emotionally distressed. The judge's raised eyebrow silenced him. Diego took the stand, his voice steady. I trusted her for 5 years, he said. She planned trips with another man, posted them publicly, and dismissed our anniversary. I want a fair split and closure. The judge nodded, jotting notes. Valeria's turn came next. She stood, voice trembling, admitting to poor choices but insisting she loved Diego. Sophia pounced in cross-examination. You booked a resort suite 3 weeks in advance with a married coworker. Is it a choice or a plan? Valeria stammered, her defense crumbling. The judge cut in. Answer the question. Valeria's silence spoke louder than words. The ruling came swiftly. Petition granted, the judge declared. Adultery established. Assets divided per the filing. No alimony. Diego exhaled, the weight of months lifting. Valeria's shoulders slumped as she left the courtroom, her lawyer trailing. Outside, she approached Diego, her voice low. I didn't mean to hurt you. He met her gaze, unflinching. You chose your path. I chose mine. He walked away, the courthouse doors closing behind him. Diego drove to the community center, where his soccer kids were setting up for a tournament. Mia greeted him with a grin. Heard you won. How's it feel? Diego tossed a ball to a player. Free, he said. Mia showed him her phone. Valeria's Instagram was gone, her profile deleted. Javi's latest video reported her firm had terminated her contract, citing reputational damage. Comments praised Diego's dignity, some calling him a Miami hero. He shrugged it off, focusing on the kids' cheers as the game kicked off. That evening, Diego met his brother, Luis, at a Bayside taco stand. Luis raised a beer. To new beginnings. Diego clinked his bottle, the horizon glowing pink. To building something real, he replied. They talked about the mentorship program Diego had launched, teaching teens leadership through sports. Applications were pouring in, and he'd secured a grant to expand it. The betrayal that once consumed him felt distant, replaced by purpose. Days later, Diego got an email from a local news outlet requesting an interview about his program. He agreed, but only if it focused on the kids, not his personal life. The segment aired, showcasing his team's grit and his quiet strength as a coach. Viewers flooded the center's inbox with donations. At a coffee shop, Mia handed Diego her phone, showing a new post from Javi. Valeria's moved to Atlanta, she said. No posts, no drama. She's off the grid. Diego sipped his espresso. Good. Let her rebuild. Weeks passed, and Diego's life found a new rhythm. He rented a smaller apartment in Little Havana, closer to the center. Evenings were spent planning mentorship workshops or grabbing dinner with Mia. Their conversations easy, unforced. One night, at a salsa bar, she dragged him onto the dance floor, laughing as he stumbled through the steps. You're hopeless, she teased. Diego grinned, spinning her. I'm learning. Their hands lingered a moment longer than needed, a spark neither acknowledged yet. Diego posted a photo from the tournament, his team hoisting a trophy, Miami skyline behind them. The caption was simple, family fights for each other. Comments poured in, friends and strangers alike cheering his comeback. Valeria's name faded from conversations, her shadow no longer trailing him. At the community center, Diego watched his kids train under floodlights, their shouts filling the air. He'd lost a marriage, but gained a purpose. The truth had set him free, not to destroy, but to build.